Happy Thursday. San Diego County has been ablaze for the last couple of days, and I promised you this yesterday. We have our insurance guru, Kathy Majan, one of our favorite people in the world, in studio with us this hour. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I know you're absolutely impacted right now in terms of everything that's going on with your business and everything that's going on with your homeowners and your insured. And I really appreciate you taking the time out to come on and help us. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions. I know I have a ton of them. And I really, really appreciate you coming in. It really means the world to us.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that we're going to do real quick is we're going to make sure that Kathy's mic is turned up.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
There we go. That's better. That's better. So she actually is here, believe it or not. She's not just an apparition, right? So anyway, I really do, again, Kathy Majan with North County Insurance Services, I really do appreciate you coming in. I know we've been texting back and forth the last couple of days, and things have been pretty crazy. And certainly things have been crazy with people that we know, and it's actually, the fire actually is not very far from our office right now. So talk to us a little bit about what you've been experiencing the last couple of days and what you've been seeing out there.
Well, the good thing that I'm noticing for the clients is since the 2007 fires, people are more prepared as far as leaving, going out in an orderly manner, not waiting till the last minute,
right.
Not getting involved or interfering in firefighters. So that's doing great. But what I am surprised about is our phones are ringing off the hook. People who want to get insurance, renter's insurance. It's too late. I mean, right now there's a moratorium with all carriers in almost the city of San Diego.
Which makes sense because they have to wait and see who gets damaged and who has a problem and all that kind of thing, and things have to calm down, and we have to basically put all the fires out.
Well, we do. Before
they have an opportunity to actually, look for insurance.
Well, and that's why they wait 30 days, because of embers. Like yesterday, case in point, they thought they had the Bernardo fire pretty well contained and put out, and then the morning winds kicked up and the ember started, and we saw how fast it grew and the homes it started taking out.
Yeah.
And that was just from an ember. So it is still, we're not out of safety. I mean, we are still in trouble. The fires are still going on.
Yeah, totally.
They're still under investigation of how they got started, which is very sad because unfortunately it brings out the people that like to start fires, and the devastation is much greater. I know that one thing is so important right now, and if this doesn't show everybody, is look at your insurance policies.
Absolutely.
Please review them. Please make sure you have enough coverage. Don't wait until something like this to say, okay, now I had calls yesterday, people wanted to raise their coverages. Well, I can't do that. I mean, as much as I would love to do that, but we need to review our policies. We need to make sure we're covered. When this fire is put out, please take out renter's insurance. Please review your policies, because I think we're in for a long summer.
I think we're in for a long year period.
Yes.
I mean, one of the things that I'm seeing out there, and I'm sure you're seeing it too, is people don't react until something starts to affect them closely. Like it's, or the neighborhood next to them gets evacuated, or, they know somebody who gets evacuated or whatever. And all of a sudden they're picking up the phone and they're calling. And it's fine that they're calling because in 30 days you can sit down and talk with them and that kind of deal. This absolutely needs to be a wake-up call for everybody, that they need to absolutely take a look. And, we talked about this a couple of days ago on the show, where there have been literally tens of thousands of homes in San Diego County that have been sold in the last few years, and they were sold at prices and values that were quite a bit below what the actual replacement value was. And I used an example the other day. We just closed a home the other day at our office that was $500,000, and the replacement value was $850,000.
Right.
So when you have prices that are below what the replacement value is, and they're continuing to happen every single day. Those sales are closing every single day, and people don't, and this is understandable because they think that escrow takes care of this. They think that the lender takes care of this. They think that everybody else takes care of what their insurance looks like, and that everybody else makes sure that their insurance is where it needs to be. Here's the thing: the mortgage company doesn't work for you. Escrow works for you to an extent, but escrow's job is to close the escrow, right? Their job is to make sure everything is into the lender that needs to be in the lender, the money's where the money needs to be, all that kind of thing. and their job is to get this thing funded and get the money dispersed and move forward. Their job is not to look at your insurance policy and see whether it's adequate or not. The lender's going to look at your policy and say, okay, you borrowed $300,000 on this house. You have to have $300,000 of insurance,
Correct.
right? That's, and we need to be named as additionally insured, right?
Correct.
And so all of a sudden, now the bank is covered. The bank doesn't care. That's where it stops. What they need to do is they need to get a hold of somebody like you today. 760-745-9511, right? 760-745-9511. By memory, right, Madison? I'm not,
That's pretty good.
right? So Escondido schools are closed today, and so Madison had the day off, so she came down and hung out with us, and I appreciate you coming. She's so pretty, man.
I know, she really is.
I mean, even when she gets up first thing in the morning, she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and she's like, Dad, not first thing in the morning. I'm like, no, first thing in the morning. Like, you roll out of bed looking like $1 million, But I want people to understand, and by the way, I'm excited to have you here, honey. I love you. So, one of the things that I want people to understand is this is a time for you to wake up. This is a time for you to absolutely recognize that things happen for a reason, okay? And that they need to get a hold of you today. 760-745-9511. Ask for Kathy Major. So, when they call you, you can't increase their coverage for about 30 days or so.
Correct.
But you can talk to them and you can figure out where they need to be in terms of being able to completely rebuild their homes,
Right.
refurnish their homes. People don't think about any of this stuff. When you leave, you take and there were all kinds of videos the last couple of days of people. They took what they could. They took they took a couple of sets of clothes. They took their cats. They took their guinea pig. They took their bearded dragon, their lizard, whatever. What do you call those things anyway? But they're called a bearded dragon, right? But they took all those things and they gathered them all up and they took off, right? Well, everything else is left. You can't take all your furnishings and everything with you. And when your house burns, it all burns too.
Right, well, I was surprised to see how many people were calling in and asking, what do we grab? I mean, what do we take?
Right.
Switch it.
Hold on.
I'll edit that part out, so,
Okay.
yeah, just go ahead and grab that one, I know what's up with that one.
Well, that was fun.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. They're calling and
That's
asking.
completely different. There we go. Okay.
They were calling and asking, what do they take? What